Many of you must have heard the name Tipu Sultan, but how many of you know about his legacy? He was the Tiger of Mysore, fighting against the East India British Company. In his last war against the British, he was given the option to flee, but he said, "It is better to live one day as a tiger than 1,000 years as a sheep." In that war, he was martyred, and the British general said, "Now India belongs to us." Today, let's learn a bit more about the story of the man who scared the British and they called him their worst nightmare. Tipu Sultan was born in the year 1751. He was the son of Hyder Ali. Hyder Ali was a soldier who later on became the ruler of Mysore. Hyder Ali modernized his army with the help of French, and he was not willing to surrender to the British. He challenged them. Tipu Sultan grew up learning to write, fight, shoot and lead. At the age of 15, he was commanding an army. He was born to fight in the battlefield. There were 4 Anglo-Mysore wars. The first one, it was Hyder Ali who fought against the British and he won. The second Anglo-Mysore war was happening when Hyder Ali passed away and Tipu became the Sultan. He shocked everyone when he defeated the British so badly that the British were forced to sign the Treaty of Mangalore. This is one of the only treaties in Indian history where an Indian ruler dictated the terms to East India Company. Tipu Sultan wasn't just a warrior, he was also an innovator. He was the first one to build iron cast rockets way before Europe. When these rockets flew in the battlefield, the British soldiers panicked. They had never seen anything like this before. And they brought these rockets to England to study them and later on used them in Europe. Tipu Sultan was one of those first early rulers who understood that East India Company was there to build an empire. And he wasn't going to let them do that without a fight. He sought help globally. He went to the Ottoman Sultan, the rulers of Afghanistan, and even Napoleon and got help from the French. He wanted to join all of these forces against the British. But unfortunately, that didn't really happen. Mysore didn't have very good relationship with the Marathas and the Nizam of Hyderabad, but they had a peace treaty. But both Marathas and the Nizam of Hyderabad betrayed and they joined alliances with the British. And this was going to be the fourth, the final Anglo-Mysore war in which Tipu was martyred. For the first time, a very large British army was assembled to fight against Tipu Sultan. The British army consisted between 50 to 60,000 soldiers. Only about 6,000 or 7,000 were British. All the remaining soldiers were Indian natives. So this army actually consisted of 90% native Indian soldiers fighting against their own native Indian soldiers. The capital of Mysore, Srirangapatna, its walls were breached. Tipu had the option to flee and he said no, it's better to live one day as a tiger than 1,000 years as a sheep. Tipu meant every word he said. He fought unto his last breath, and when his body was found, the sword was still in his hand. And would you believe, even the British soldiers who didn't like him, they saluted him because even his enemies respected his courage. Tipu Sultan wasn't perfect, like most of us, but he was one of those first rulers to understand British colonialism. He resisted it and fought against it with everything he had. He became a symbol of courage, resistance, and innovation. Do share in the comments what more do you know about this brave soldier and a wise ruler. If you like this story, then don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to learn more about forgotten heroes.